I am excited to present to you guys the first episode of Thinking Out Loud, um, the show in which I, alaccou, um, go over topics that I found interesting, that I usually um, just work on in my head, um, and that's it. I want to kind of create value because I'm a person that spends a lot of time in my head. I think a lot about things. I actually overthink a lot. And, I thought, okay, if I'm going to be spending so much time in my head, I might as well make it um, useful for other people. Um, if I share it, some people may find help in what I create, what I think about, and how I think about it. And so here it is, thinking out loud. Um, this is a solo podcast in English done by me. Now, for those of you listening for the first time, um, I think it makes sense that I introduce myself in case um, anyone gets to listen to this without actually knowing me. Um, which won't be the case in the beginning, but who knows? Maybe in the future more people listen to me. So, who am I exactly? This is actually a very, very interesting question because, and something I actually have been wanting to ask other people. I'd like to ask other people, okay, so if someone that didn't know shit about you, um, got the chance to be introduced to you by yourself, how would you do it? How would you describe yourself? How would you like to describe yourself? What would be the best possible way of doing that? Because bear in mind, it's not necessarily about either sounding better or worse than you are. It's just being objective. Because usually when we try to give a different impression from reality, we do it taking into account who's listening to us, right? Depending on who's listening to us, we would say like, oh yeah, this or that. Um, we will mention different things in each case because we have a perception of what the other person is going to like or not. Well, you see, to begin with, that's something I've been a victim of for my whole life, and um, that is giving people what they want or what I assume they want. But in any case, taking people into account when deciding to be a certain way, I've grown to believe there's something that we call us, and it's who we are and why we are, I'd say. And so a kid was saying like, thanks for stopping. That's beautiful. Kids are fucking beautiful. It's so interesting to see a human being raw without any, how do you say it, like without any negativity or bad intentions. It is truly fascinating to watch kids do stuff and discover things also. I really enjoy it. But yeah, basically, so I think there's something that is us. So I'm trying to go ahead and give a description of myself um, that is as true to me as it can possibly be. How am I going to do that? Well, I think the key is going to be not taking into account shit. Like, okay, turns out I might be someone that many people won't like, or it might be someone that many people like. In any case, I shouldn't give a shit about that, because that's not the purpose of me being here. I'm not existing for others. The same way that others are certainly not existing for me. That guy crossing the street, he's not here for me. He wasn't born uh, to satisfy me, my needs, or whatever. In the same way, I'm the same. It's the same with me. I'm not here to satisfy shit. And that's neither good or bad. It's just how things are, apparently. So who am I? Well, I'm a guy. I am currently 24 years old in September of 2021. And I'd say I am a creator. Now, my job, my daily job doesn't work um, that much as a creator as it does as a connector. Um, but I'd like to think I'm creating those connections, and it's in a way a form of art, a form of creation. Um, Basically, I'm a photographer. I really enjoy taking photos. Growing up, I was a guy that had a great admiration for art, for especially architecture, but also paintings. Not exactly abstract paintings, but rather hyper-realistic paintings, or like really, really complicated architecture. So I was fascinated by complexity, um, because something I really, really appreciate or find really interesting is the process. Um, I understand that complication requires a longer process or more hard to mimic process, more complex, um, whatever it may be. I simply appreciate it quite a bit. And so I've been dedicating my life, even though I'm 24, I'm really young, but I've been dedicating my life to creating and the pursuit of being a better creator. Um, Now, this is a very, very complex topic. What is a better creative or creator, and how do you achieve that status? Well, that was something I used to chase a lot, um, based on fear. Fear of being average, fear of mediocrity. I was so reluctant of becoming someone normal. I decided that I was very special. I was very unique. But I wasn't. I was just a normal kid. So I had to prove myself. I had to prove that I'm very special and very unique. And so what I was chasing was, okay, I need to create a more complex and ways with like better results. Um, but that was always based on taste, based on what I considered to be attractive, what I considered to be hard, what I considered to be boring. Um, I would work around all those things, and based on that, I would decide that, okay, I need to improve this or I need to improve that. Well, turns out my style changed constantly. There was never really a a style of photo that you would say like, oh, this is by alaccou. People that got to know me and people that got to follow my work kept saying me that they would understand or they would know when a photo was mine, and I would achieve that through um, the tones I gave the photo, the editing, the post production. Like, let's say I wanted to become a film filter, or a film. I don't know the name now, but like, yeah, I wanted to become film. Like, I am Ecta 100 and I look like this. This is how I react to shadows. This is how I react to highlights, and so on. Well, that's the way I would do it, and people would be like, yeah, I know this photo is yours because I can tell by the quality, by the tones a bit. I kept changing it, but I always followed one goal, and that was to be better than what I was. It was about improvement. It was about comparing. Now that I think of it, it was about, okay, so this, on one hand, I have what I am now, what I am today, the work I'm producing currently. And on the other hand, I have my goal, my objective. Now, what is that? Well, I could very well describe that. It was something that looked either as good, obviously, this is my personal opinion, and we're talking about art, but it was as good or better than what I had produced yesterday. It could never be worse. And how could you tell this? You'd say, because like art is very abstract, right? Art is like, oh, there's like many ways of perceiving art, or maybe there's like many people that can't perceive art, but oneself is going to have a very similar perception or a very similar taste. Someone that enjoys um, the beach, a very like beach person, um, might not enjoy um, the mountain so much, but he's not gonna suddenly stop enjoying the beach to start enjoying the mountain. He's gonna have a preference. He's gonna have a taste, and yet you can change it or you can affect it. But in reality, there's something that is born within you, and it's who you are. Yeah, like for whatever reason, you know that um, like, oh well, I like this car better than the other one. I like this better than that. By comparing, by putting two things together, you're able to choose. And that's what I did. I chose. I put myself in a position. I put myself in a position that I had to choose. I had to make a choice. And yeah, that for a while that was really how I evolved my work. It was out of fear and disrespect for what I consider normal or average, which was basically um, whatever I decided that many people could do. If something could be done by many people, I was like, oh, okay, I don't like that. I don't really enjoy that. I want to do this stuff. This stuff because that's rare. That's like special. That's more unique. And I value it better. So I decided that that's what I had to do. I have to do something that I value better. However, there's something perhaps wrong about this thought process, and that's the fact that it's all based on fear. It's all based on, it was all based on like, oh, I don't want to be average because being average is negative, because not being average is positive. What do you do with that? The thing is, like, by thinking that way, you're probably also deciding that there's either a lot or absence of something. If you decide that you want to be you want to be special, then you're also implying that you're not special. And if special is something that you admire, then there is a chance that not being special is something that that you see differently, that you see the other way. You're like, oh shit, I'm not special, so I'm shit. I'm not special, so it must be bad. So it must be worse. So it got to a point where I had anxiety. I got anxiety because I I always had this pressure of being better, of like improving, but I was enjoying that process. I was enjoying the trip, the journey. I was just trying to be better, trying to be less scared, basically. And that can take a toll on you. You know, incredibly, I was very, very good at that. I was very good at being very scared, very, what's the word? Have a lot of, have very, very little confidence, very little self-love and such, because by being very, very critical of me, not only artistically, but also like personally, the way I was, the way I behaved, by by being a huge critic of that, I was able to locate many fields in which I could improve, or in which I could feel uncomfortable or unsatisfied. But what's the point of that? You know what? Why the fuck? You know, it made no sense, and it was only thanks to COVID that I realized, like, wait a second. Apparently, I got into this because I enjoyed creating, and I've made it. Now it's become something that is just fucking horrible. And I decided, like, okay, so that there's that, and then there's the fact that I decide that I'm not here to stand any fucking bullshit. Like, I'm not here to just be like, um to be driven. You know, I want to be the driver. Um, I don't want to be driven around by my feelings, my fears, my whatever. No, I want to make my choices, and I want to follow those choices, because I want to be in control, or I want to feel like I can be somewhat in control of things. And so, I decided to chase something different. I decided, okay, fuck this. I'm not gonna keep living my life in fear, because it's not healthy. This is really not going to help me grow. In any case, it's going to destroy me. At some point, it's going to destroy me, you know? And thank God we had COVID. You know, we had COVID, and that was like perfect, because it's like, okay, I have time to think, time to see myself and everyone else as equals in a much more easier way. Like, oh yeah, no shit, we all hate this situation. We're all human. We all this, we all that. Like, I was able to see all of this um, through a more objective lens, and that made me realize, okay, actually, we're here for a minute. Life can be beautiful, and life can be, well, perhaps less beautiful, or not so nice. And I decided I'm not here to like put up with life not being nice, as long as I have any power over it. And so I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna start changing a few things in my life, not only artistically, but also personally. You know, I changed relationships with friends, you know, how I lived life, how I did things, or at least I tried to, and to this day I still try to. It's not like I have a formula like, oh, this is the way things are. No, I don't, because, and funny enough, in the beginning I was worried about it. I was like ashamed almost of not knowing what the fuck was up, about not knowing what life's supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do in any moment. I was ashamed of myself. Like, dude, it's not supposed to be this way. Well, that thought, thinking that way, was fucking stupid. Really. It was fucking stupid, because it's like, no, it's not really like that. That's not the case. Nobody fucking knows anything. Some people are really, really good at like pretending they know stuff. You know, I'm acting more confident. You know, usually these people are salesmen. They have the ability to sell you shit. People that motivate you. People that I don't know. They sell courses and shit. I'm not saying everyone is like this, but I say that people that behave like this, they tend to exploit that. And it's the fact that other people have no fucking clue about what's going on, and for whatever reason, they think that others do. And so when they find someone that does, they follow him. They 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 worship that guy. They admire him. It's like, oh, look at this guy. He's more special because he's figured out life. He knows what's up. And I ended up thinking, actually, no, it doesn't work like this. Thanks to talking to a lot of people, you realize this is not a construct. It's not like you're living one dream and it's you are the protagonist and everything is like unique and special for you. No, I'm sorry to remove all the magic from from this, but um, sadly not, or not even sadly. It is what it is. You're not special. Um, you don't know what the fuck is up in any given moment. Um, but like everyone else operates in the same way, so it's fine. It's really fine. It's not like something you should be ashamed of. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. And so I decided that like, okay, I have no way of knowing what the fuck is up, what I should be doing in any given time. So I'm just gonna try things out. I'm just gonna, throw myself into the pool and see what's up. And be sure that absolutely nothing can go wrong. For the simple reason that there shouldn't be a perception that things can go right at all. I shouldn't be under the assumption that, oh, this can be good or this can be bad or I can tag this as positive and this as negative. No, man, it's just fucking events. It's things taking place and I interpret them based on my personal interests. My personal interests. But that's it, you know? I shouldn't really give a shit. And that's perhaps well actually that I think this is a great first video because um it puts a lot of things in perspective. The fact that I've decided to see life this way and live it this way and question everything and try to figure shit out constantly, be curious and like follow my curiosity. It's what gives birth to this format to, okay, I'm gonna like put a camera on the car and about I'm gonna think about life. I'm gonna think out loud. And it's something that I want to think that we all do, even if we don't talk about this that much, but we certainly all do this. Um, there's a big chance that this is how we operate, most of us. And if it's not, I can tell you it's a fantastic way to operate. Um, so here's me opening myself to you guys. Um, and yeah, this was the first episode. I will be sharing this on YouTube. Kind of makes sense if you're listening to this on YouTube, but I'm gonna share this on YouTube with the video, which I'm recording on the GoPro Hero 8, if I'm not mistaken. But I will also upload just the sound to Anchor, which I believe um, kind of gets the content and distributes it automatically to different platforms like Spotify and so that's what I'm gonna do. Um, bear in mind I'm testing shit out. I'm recording the audio on literally only one of my AirPods because I'm driving. I cannot it's not legal to cover both ears. You have to be listening to the street and stuff. I'm not if I remember right. Um, but yeah, this was a test. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, if you liked it or you think this could be of any help to anyone, be sure to share it. Send it to anyone you think that can appreciate this. And yeah, somehow reach out to me and let me know what you think about what I'm talking about. The fact that I'm talking to a camera to begin with, like what are your thoughts on all this? And yeah, I'm excited to keep creating, to keep growing, to keep learning, and to keep sharing with you guys. So, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.